In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
Good morning, America, and every other country that may be watching, or should I say, good evening, America, because it is 8:12. I just feel like recording a video right now because I just plucked my eyebrows and they look on fleek.
Eyebrows on fleek, the fuck?
And I just have this story of something that happened a long time ago. Like 6-7 months ago, that was pretty weird. So this was like the first or second week I was here at college, and I was with some people who I had just met not too long ago, and we were going to a party. We get on our way out to where the Uber drivers and the Lyft drivers and people, whoever pick us up, and we get in the Uber that my friend ordered, and on the way there, we're stopped by the police in the middle of nowhere. So I've never been pulled over before. I don't drive. I have my license, but I don't drive. So it was scary with, all the stories and nightmares that you hear about people getting pulled over. But the Uber driver got pulled over. Now, mind you, the Uber driver did not speak English. So this was a problem that we faced when we were trying to communicate with him, where to take us and everything else like that. So he didn't speak English. So the police lights were on, they were the siren, whatever. So the police officer gets out the car and comes over to us. She makes the Uber driver put the window down, and he speaks Spanish. She doesn't speak Spanish. So they were trying to go back and forth. He was trying to understand her English. She was trying to understand his Spanish. And she got frustrated, because police officers always find a reason to get mad. So my black ass was the only person of color well, that's not true. Well, I was the only black person in the car, I should say, the only African American in the car. So I was sitting there my hands were on the dashboard, all of that because obviously we know of all the stories of black people getting shot in America. She could have saw him make a sudden move and turned the gun, pointed it at me, and shot me in the head. That's not funny, I shouldn't say that. But, I was just sitting there frozen. So my other friend, he was on Snapchat taking selfies, pretty much vlogging the whole event. And he was just vlogging, not taking it seriously. Me and my other friend, who's Indian, were just sitting there scared. So back to the main point. She made him get out the car. So we were sitting there for 10 minutes while she called backup, aka someone who spoke Spanish, because she didn't speak Spanish. And then another man gets there, and basically we couldn't really hear what was going on, but they handed him a sheet of paper. He saw it. I can only see so much because it was dark out, because it was nighttime. So they handed him this piece of paper. He looked at it, gave it back to them. They put him in handcuffs and then put him in the back of the police car. And they said, "Can you guys step out the car?" And then they asked us what was going on, and we were just sitting there trying to ask them what the was going on. We were just we just ordered an Uber. We were going somewhere, and basically they didn't explain much to us, but they just said something along the lines of, "You guys are lucky." So I don't know if we were in the car with Charles Manson or whatever the case may be, but they just said something along the lines of, "You guys were lucky." And they said, "I'm sorry for the inconvenience. You're gonna have to order another Uber to get where you're going." And then they walked us to like a gas station because we were like on the street in the dark in the middle of nowhere. So they walked us to a nearby gas station and left. We don't really know what happened after that to the car, to the man, whatever. So then we ordered another Uber and we got to the party and it was shut down by the police as well. So then we went home. So the party was not a success, but I honestly was too traumatized and curious and just all types of emotions were going through my head to want to go to a party anyway. But my friend who had ordered the Uber called them and got her money back from the Uber people, and they said something to her about the driver. She was explaining to them what had happened, and she told us that the operator on the phone described the driver exactly how he was. Like, she was like, was he this? Yes. Was he this? Yes. Was he tall? Yes. Was he Spanish? Yes. So we, we're kind of scared, I guess, because she was explaining it as if he was someone who was wanted, is what I'm trying to say. She was explaining it like he was someone who was being looked for. And like on those legal shows where they describe how a person looks and you draw them and they put that drawing on the wanted board and then, they look for him. That's how she described him, like exactly how he was. So I don't know what could have happened to us, but luckily we didn't get very far in the car with him. He didn't take us like off route or whatever, but he could have, and we could have been, I don't fucking know, shipped off to Tijuana or something. But my friend got her money back. The police took him away. I don't know what happened to the car. They probably towed it. I don't know what happens when you pull people over and arrest them. I don't know what happens to the car, but yeah, that was pretty scary. That was like my first weekend here. What a first weekend in college, and we didn't even get to have fun at the party. But yeah, I'm actually gonna try to call my friend so she can further explain what happened. I'm recording with my phone, so I'm gonna call her on my iPad.
A few moments later.
She better answer. She's basically gonna explain like what happened, like a little bit more, because she called them and got the money back.
So it was 4 people in the Uber, and then including the driver, and we had got pulled over by the police. So we're like, what the like, why are we getting pulled over by the police? Like, we have somewhere to be, and it's kind of scary because you're in an Uber, it's not your car. So the cops come out and they approach the driver, and we're looking at the cops, and the cops is talking to the driver, but he can't speak English, he only speaks Spanish. And the police, they only speak English, they can't speak Spanish, so it's like a language barrier. And the police is telling the man that he's wanted for like some crime or something.
You heard that? Because I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And that they need him to get out the car. So the police are trying to tell him that he's wanted for a crime, but the guy doesn't understand what's going on because he can't speak English. So then I have to call another Uber in order for us to get to our destination. And then after the ride, I had to call Uber, like the corporation, and tell them what had happened that night because this man is wanted for a crime and we were left stranded and I have to call another Uber. So basically, I got refunded for both of my trips because we were in the car with a criminal on a wanted list. So yeah.
We could have been like chopped up or something, guys. We definitely dodged a bullet.
Like, he could have done anything to us. Like, even if there was like, it was more of us than him, Like, we didn't have to protect us. Like, we were in his car and we couldn't do anything really. So thank God the police came when they came. But yeah, we were in danger without us knowing.
So the moral of the story is use Lyft, don't use Uber because they don't do they don't do good background checks, and Lyft does. Also, while this is fresh on my mind, I look like an orange. But also, while this is fresh on my mind, my friend texted me after I was done filming and said that we next time need to make sure that we check for the tag, because she remembered that the tag that she saw on the car, the first 3 letters matched the tag on the app, but the last 3 letters were not the same. But she didn't think anything of it, and she never told us the tag number. So moral of the story is, make sure that you read the whole tag and make sure that it matches up. I should have known this, and we all should have known this, so I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass for not reading that, or my friend was, I guess. But, you know, you live and you learn. So, yeah, we could have been lunch meat, but I am here by the grace of God Almighty. And, yeah. Like this video, give it a thumbs up if you like these types of storytime videos, because I have a lot of crazy things that have happened to me since I've been here in college for not even a full year yet. And comment below any suggestions that you have for my future videos. I will see you guys later, and I hope you have a great rest of your day or rest of your night or whatever time that you're watching this. Bye.